how do you make intuition possible? And this now, the whole morning was all about this one idea, which is the key idea for core, for my philosophy. And if you look on the forum, it's there like 100 times already, one word. The dynamic labeling. Dynamic labeling. I know, it is because it will only sink in once you make it part of your life. Dynamic label equilibrium. So what is in our system, our culture, the most important value? It's stability. Stability in all its forms, reproducibility, a certain discipline, a structure, a theory, accountability, a certainty. Yes, this is all the central idea in our culture, and it probably was always the central idea of all cultures. Why? Again, because of the number one law of physics, the law of momentum. Some piece of matter being set into motion will remain in this motion forever, forever and ever and ever. This is the reality of matter and energy. And this is the life that we would live if not we had some other forces. But our life, the way we develop it, is all about creating more and more momentum, more and more stability. Momentum is just another word for stability. It's stagnation. It is predictability. So once you have something that's predictable, you think, now I have really a science. Now I have a theory. Now I have knowledge. And this is all our culture is based on this, our education is based on this. They give everybody the idea, well, we know 95% we know. There's a little bit still left to discover, but basically we have it covered. That's what religion did before. We know. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, that's it. That's it. That makes it all. And this was always the need of life, is to live a life of matter and energy. Consistency, momentum. So now DV is a completely revolutionary idea, but it has been lived many times before by people who have been creative and really changing the world. They have not lived a life of momentum, but they have lived a life of unpredictability, of instability, of risk-taking, of venturing, of adventure, of trying to get out of habit as often as possible, of not fixing something in words or theories or religions or dogmas or whatever these different words are. So when you have this concept that lability is not something bad, it's actually something life essential. Somebody who is labil, for example, under what circumstances somebody is considered labil in our culture? Any idea? When you're drunk, for example. So that's why people get drunk, because they need a little lability in their life. That's why they change their relationships, they change their sex partners, they change their they watch all the movies, they watch all the horrible things on TV, because they need a little bit change in their life, a little bit something that makes them a little bit takes them out of their own little world, out of their own habits, out of their own momentum. They say, oh my God, 10,000 are killed here. Suddenly for a second they get a little bit something out of their little world. Because before it was only, oh, the baker didn't have exactly this bread I always wanted. And I always have this bread, but today he didn't have it. Now we see 10,000 people have been killed. So this is of course, it's not, we are needing this information, we are needing this sensationalism because it creates a little bit lability in our life. But of course there's better ways to do this than going to horror movies or going on the roller coaster or getting rid of your wife or having like an affair with somebody else. Of course there is better ways. But we have not been educated because everything in our world tells us you have to be disciplined, stable, you have to be predictable, and you have to have a fixed retirement plan and all these things. Yeah? So we have to do those little things on the side. Maybe they're little jokes and fun and they're okay as long as they are not really disturbing the general plan. The general plan is stability. So if you're very successful in creating a completely stable life, maybe you get all the injections for vaccinations, that you're not having one sick day anymore, then nature has to come in to create this lability in your life. By what? By what means?
Accident.
Huh? Accident, by some dramatic event in your life, by disease, to get you out and in a labil state. And what do they tell you at the hospital? Oh, don't worry, we'll get you right back into your life. In 2 weeks everything will be the same. You won't even remember everything. We'll just put you in isolation here. We don't have any flowers, no. We have only grey walls and no music. So, if they don't kill this person this way, he has to have really a decision to live. Because that's the best way to kill people. Imagine that you tell it, now I went through all this drama, all this accident, all this disease, and you tell me I have to go back to where I came from? I mean, no, that's over for me. No, goodbye. No, and I can tell you this from personal experience. 4 years ago I had this experience, this accident in Egypt, and I had to go through this to learn this part. My wife was killed in this accident, my best friend was killed in this accident, I was 1 month in coma, and I needed this, imagine, because I thought I know, I was selling the core system before, but I didn't know why and how it works. Now I know why and how it works. But it needed this accident to know the central, simple idea that if you continue to want only what you have, not physically is not important, but mentally, emotionally, if you want to continue to want this and only this, you will have to get exactly this intervention. You can call it by God, divine, or whatever, nature forces, to get you back out of this into a dynamic level equilibrium. And so, you have some. So there is, of course, some people, they have too much lability. There is a certain percentage. But also they are there because maybe they are crazy, they're maybe vagabonds, and they have no stability at all in their life. There's a percentage, but the vast majority of people is sick because of the other extreme, because of too much stability, too much equilibrium. So this is really the new science. That's the central idea that we need both polarities, both sides. Yes, and the cross is nothing else but this. It means one and the other. Yes, and all esoteric symbols they basically point to this, the need for two polarities.